So let's talk about why I'm in debt. So this whole story starts off back in my college days. I went to college from 2012 to 2016. I didn't take out any student loans throughout my whole college journey, I guess. I paid my way through it through working three different jobs at a time. I worked really hard. I will say that during like little periods, my mom would send me money here and there, but nothing too crazy. I also didn't get my first credit card until I was like 22. And my balance from like 22 to 24 was never more than like 2,500. And back then, 2,500 felt like so bad. I felt like it was just outrageous. And I'm like, what I would do to have $2,500 worth of credit card debt now. I went into debt back in college because I was going out. Like I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was going out. I was shopping. I was spending money on things I was not supposed to. I did go into a little bit of debt for groceries that you need, but mainly it was for makeup because at the time it was that very much makeup esque, like trying everything, super over consuming time. And honestly, it was a time to be alive, but at the same time, I'm like, I did not need everything that I bought. Like, I spent so much money. Now, let's fast forward to 2017, and that's the year that I ended up moving to Texas. Long story short, my dad was sick. He had cirrhosis of the liver and cancer. And so I stopped going to college and I decided to move to Texas to be by his side. And I was under a lot of stress and I gained so much weight. That is when my finances went to shit. That is when I didn't take care of myself. I was so focused on other things that I didn't care about anything. Like $2,500 worth of debt spiraled to about 4,000, 5,000. So that is during that time. Finally in 2018, I could finally take a breath. I actually met my husband on November 3rd of 2018, and from then, like I was like, I really like this guy, and I was like, should I stay or should I not stay? So I figured that I would stay and see if we would work things out because if it worked, it worked, and if it didn't, I could just go back home. It wasn't a big deal. I ended up with my husband. And yeah, so long story short, I ended up moving in with him, and he was stationed in Del Rio, Texas, which is in the middle of bumfuck of nowhere. He leaves for deployment in 2019. You already know what happens 2020. So we're actually looking forward. So before 2020 happens, we're like, okay, he's coming back in April. We're going to be chilling. We're just honest. I think I was just not there. Like, you guys have to think about it. From 2016 to 2018, every single day of my life was consumed about cirrhosis and cancer and life and like just very heavy. It was a very heavy time in my life. And so getting out of it, it's kind of like my body went into shock and I was very, very depressed. So starting in 2020, I went into a really bad depressive episode. And so I started just shopping. Shopping was like my outlet and shopping was my way out. It was the one thing that made me feel really good. So I would shop and I would just do things to try to fill in a void that obviously was never filled. When my husband came back in 2020 and he proposed, so he was my then boyfriend, he turned into my fiance in 2020, and then we planned our wedding. We spent money on our wedding, and our wedding cost about $15,000. We did take out a loan for it, but it's all paid. Like the wedding's completely paid off. One, we found out that he was deploying again, and that is when shit hit the fan. So at that time, I had about maybe $12,000 worth of debt. And I decided I'm going to work my ass off while he's gone and I'm going to pay off all this shit. So I do. And I pay off about $8,000 worth of debt in about 4 or 5 months. But like this is me constantly fucking working. Like I'm working, 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 not taking any time off. I'm not taking care of myself. Like I'm not. I hit a point where I was just not doing okay mentally. Um March of 2022. I was just not okay. And I thought I was going to go into a mental institution. I swear. I thought I was going to. That is when I started therapy. I was doing okay for a bit, and then all of a sudden I stopped working as much, and then I racked it all back up. I went back up to like twelve to $14,000 in 2022. And then we found out that we were moving to Virginia. This time I have about $17,000 of debt. And it just keeps going up. Like, I like nice things, and I know I'm the problem. Like, it's me. I'm have the issues. I work in 2020 September of 2022, but income was just like not coming in, so I had to use my credit cards for about 2 months, and obviously that racked it up to like 20 something. 2023 comes around, and I am shooketh. I'm not happy. 2023 was very much self-reflection, and I was waking up from everything that had happened from 2015 on forward. I was like, damn, I really gotta get my shit together. I'm gonna get a second job. I'm gonna pay off my shit. I'm gonna do what I need to do. So fast forward to September of 2023, I did a job where it actually paid a good amount because $12 an hour at the spot was just not it. And on top of that, I was not changing my lifestyle just because I just didn't care. Now I was like, no, like if I'm gonna work extra, I'm gonna work for like a good amount. And at that point, I was like, I really don't want to go back to nannying. I really don't, but I know that they pay pretty good. So I was like, you know what? Let me check around and see what I can find. And then I found a job that pays $25 an hour, and it's a nanny position, and I applied and I got it. And so I started in October, and in October I realized, holy fuck, working so much sucks. Like I never want to do this to myself again. This is so shitty. Like I wish I could just work my one job and be happy. No. So that is when I decided to really take my shit seriously, was October of 2023. 2024. Oh my goodness. I keep saying 2023, but it's 2024. My bad. And so now I have a $14,000 loan, and I have a $4,000 loan, and then I have like a $7,000 car loan, for a total of $26,379.33. But it'll be okay. It will be okay. I just have to work my little butt off and pay this off, and hopefully not go through this ever again.